Welcome, people, to another episode of the SOS podcast. It's your boy 365 on the intro.
Yep.
To my right, I have with me.
Oh yeah, that's me, your boy T in the building as always.
This guy, you always forgetting left and right. Fam. What's wrong with you? And to my left,
DG in the building.
big up my boy DG in the building. Okay, so we have 3 guests with us today. Would you please like to introduce yourselves?
Hi, my name is Simba.
Hello, Simba.
Meet you, nice to meet you.
Hey, I'm Ebony.
Hey, Ebony.
Hi, I'm Grace.
Hi, Grace. Thank you very much for coming through today, guys. We appreciate it. We appreciate it. Before we even get into our topic today, I just want to open up the floor and see how everyone's week been so far from Monday to Friday. And I'll go to our guests first. I'll start with Grace. Grace, how's your week been so far?
My week has been good. You know, I've just been taking the kids out to the beach and things like that. Took them to my old university. Gave them a little bit of a history talk and a little tour.
It's cute still.
But it's been all right.
I mean, I don't know if I can take my little cousins and that back to Northampton, you know.
I kept it PG. I told them
kept it
the
PG?
rest that when they turn 18.
Yeah, we love that. We love that. Ebs, what you saying?
I've just been working, to be honest. What happened? Grace took my daughter out.
Yeah, I
the
didn't see
museum.
that. That was cool still.
So I was chilling that day. And then yesterday she also went to the beach, but with my sister. So I was also chilling. But I've just been working, really. I'm tired.
Okay, no worries. Simba, how's your week been so far?
Busy.
Busy?
In the office. Then had a couple shoots.
Okay,
Okay.
proper. We'd love to hear that. DG, your life's always a movie. What's going on this week, my bro? Tell us, talk to us.
It's been calm this week, you know.
Swear.
Actually, I'll tell her now.
Oh, here we go again.
What's popping off in your small town?
Village.
At work, I was working with these 2 teenagers that ran away to the point that I didn't finish work till 8:30 one evening, and I was meant to finish at 5.
It's in overtime.
By force. I couldn't just leave them in it, vulnerable. I felt bad. I was on the way to the barbers and I bumped into them again.
Oh my god.
What, so you even bumped into them outside of work?
Yeah, so like they ran away. I wasn't the one dealing with them. But I was like, okay, I stayed behind for a bit longer just to see if I could help out. Just couldn't help out too much. I was just like, you know what? Okay, let me just leave. I got plans to go. Then as I'm going to the barber shop, I bumped into the 2 girls again and I was like, stopped. So I was saying, where you guys going? Da da da. Technically, I could have just gone on. But then my heart was like,
More
You're a
confidence
good
kicked
guy,
in.
man.
you can see these girls are tired. They don't know where they're doing. They're not safe. So then they bought some food, spoke to them, talked with them, walked with them to where they needed to go. But it was a way of them venting off their feelings. Because at the minute they kept saying, oh, no one's listening to us, no one's listening to us. So at the same time, watching the time like, I've got things to do. But yeah, in the end it worked all out. But that was just one of the movies of this week.
Nah, big yourself up, man. You're doing God's work still.
Trying. But at the same time, next time I might just take the next way to the barbershop.
T, what you saying? How's your week been?
It's been calm, you know. Literally. Apart from today, I said it earlier today, I had a weird dream that's really rattled me.
You had a weird dream.
Yeah. And the reason I'm rattled is because
Wait, hold on. Before you even go any further, are you gonna detail the dream? Or
No,
is it one
I'm
of
not.
those you can't really detail?
Yeah, I'm not saying the dream.
Say you swear.
Yeah, no.
Because you're spooky.
Not spooky, it's just
Triple X.
obviously the reason I'm no,
What type of dream was you dreaming?
do you know is I can't say it, but
So off camera this thing.
yeah, off camera. But no, it's just because obviously I tend to have a lot of my dreams tend to come true. I always get deja vu a lot. Because of that feeling already. Now having that dream, I'm like, right, this one can't come true still.
Pregnant?
Nah, no, it's not that. Definitely not that. Something else. But yeah, no, it's just good week, but that dream just kind of ruined it towards the end. But now it's been alright.
Raw. That dream sounding serious though. I'm trying to hear what was the nigga seeing in them dreams.
Nah, dog, it was too vivid for my liking.
Talk about it after.
Come against
I'm
it.
not releasing
we'll
that.
talk
fam.
about it and then
it's
we'll-
not. Hey, listen, that
we'll
thing's
pray
not
about it
coming out.
after.
Yeah, I'm praying definitely, but the thing is not coming out. Fam. I don't want that to ever come true. Fam.
Boy.
God forbid.
Me, myself personally, my week, it's been too calm. Obviously, as everyone knows already.
Get out of here, man.
When you work in education, when it comes to summer holidays, you're off for 6 weeks.
Yes.
So right now, I'm chopping serious holiday.
I don't like these
Can't
teachers,
lie.
man. They sound
Going
too
bed
comfortable.
3 a.m,
relaxed.
waking up 12, 1,
Yep.
moving mad with it. I can't
Job
lie.
Wake up
Jobless.
at 12:01.
Just
I'm actually moving
I
so
don't know how
jobless.
people. I don't know
Jobless.
how.
I wish I could be like that, but
So
I-
jobless.
I could go
wish.
to bed at 3 and be up by 7,
God
6.
forbid.
No,
Yeah,
but you know
right
what's
now-
happened to me lately? I went to sleep yesterday at like 2 something. I woke up at 5.
Yeah.
Couldn't go back to sleep. I was like, what is this? I was up
it's
until
called
about
adulting.
I was up until about 11.
Yeah.
And then I fell asleep again. And then I woke up again at like 2 something.
All right, you're really jobless,
do
you
it.
know.
Recruit back up to sleep.
Yeah,
You're
bro.
really jobless, you know.
Charge right
You're
now,
actually
so-
just chilling.
I can't do it.
Bro, I'm so like the chill
must
that I'm
be
chilling
nice.
right now is at the furthest extent. Like I'm actually too relaxed right now.
Wait,
I've
what
got
does
time.
everyone do?
So I work in finance for an event company. Teacher.
I work in healthcare.
Okay.
Teacher/coach.
Yeah, coach.
I'm a contact supervisor.
Okay.
And what about you?
Investment banker and producer.
Let me get £10, please.
Shameless. How can you?
When you say producer, a music producer,
No, like videos.
video.
Pictures.
Okay, that's lit.
Yeah, that's
still.
it. That's good, so. Definitely. Gotta give a shout out after.
DG, today's your topic. Take us away, man.
All right. All right. It's a
Found
bit
your
of a sad one, but we're going to put a happy twist on it. Is society becoming more depressing?
Could you elaborate on that for us, please?
No, before he does, it's a question. Let's see everyone's answer.
Yeah.
Oh, you want to start like that?
Simba, what about you?
Yeah.
Is society becoming more depressing?
Yeah,
Yeah.
in your opinion.
No.
No?
That's good. Right? Yes.
More depressing. I'll say I'm 50-50 still.
Okay. Ebbs,
Yeah, I think I'm 50-50 as well.
Grace.
I would say yes, it is.
I'm leaning towards yes right now. Place a mess. What
I
about you?
think, yeah.
Yeah, it's just the way things are going is just
What you're seeing on the media, what's portrayed to you day to day. That's what you see in your everyday life. It's the struggle.
No,
People
you know what?
struggling more and more.
Society's actually finished.
There you go. So you change your answer already.
It's actually quite finished. I'm just, when you said what you see on social media, I just like refresh my brain of what I've seen recently on social media. Yeah,
It's not even just that. What you see on the news, what you hear, what's happening to our planet. That's what you when you leave your house and you go to the shop.
Inflation.
Yeah, but with all that being said, though, there's obviously with the news. First of all, they're always going to push what's negative in it. That's just normal, you get me? And always the negative stuff always going to get more reactions, going to get more clicks,
traction,
more views, more engagement. So they're always going to push the negative stuff first. But with all the bad things that are happening and the bad things that you see, in the same light, there's a lot of good things happening out there. Maybe that we're just not seeing all the time.
Yeah,
Do you get what I mean?
And I feel like back in the day, they had things that they were also depressed about. If you ask them the same question then, do you think life has become more depressing? If you asked them 20 years ago, they would have probably said yes.
Yeah.
During the global financial crisis, I'm sure everybody that lost their house, had no money, was broke, felt very depressed. So I feel like it's circumstantial to where you are, who you are, your circumstances and what you're seeing. I feel like social media is just emphasizing a lot of things, and we're seeing a lot more stuff that we wouldn't have seen if we didn't have it. I
Yeah,
agree.
that. I think social media just made everything in your face now.
I agree.
And then you can't hide away from it. You know all the news, everything that's going on in China, you're gonna know in the next 5 minutes if you wanted to. Japan, anywhere. So it's all of that. There, you're just seeing what people are going through, seeing obviously the rich people, them seeing what they're doing. You're at home. It could be depressing. It could be depressing. But
So would you say social media is one of the main drive points for that?
You know my take with social media.
think so?
Yes. Bro, the take needs
Would
to
you
go.
just say just social media
what's your
alone? Would you say like
thing with social
technology?
I really like it. I don't use it that much either. Yeah, so
Social media's finished. Yeah.
What is it about social media that you guys really don't like?
I wouldn't say I don't like social media, but I feel like social media has really given people
yeah.
what's
A
the
diff-
word I'm
a-
looking for? Like it's really given
Consent.
people
A new image.
Yeah, it's
new
given
image.
people like a platform to like be who they're not and like act a certain way that's not necessary. Like if you look at that Mitzi guy, whatever, for example, his behavior is just I don't even know.
Do you want Mizzy?
Mizzy,
Oh,
whatever his
Mizzy.
name is. Yeah, that's like if there wasn't social media, I'm sure he would be acting normal. He wouldn't be behaving like that. Social media, I don't
But you
know.
got to think sometimes it's people play off on social media, but sometimes it is an emphasis upon their mental health.
Well, yeah. If
But at
that
the minute
is the
he was
case-
sectioned recently.
Yeah, but see, that's the dangerous thing now.
But
Why
he-
was he sectioned?
No,
And
they say
It was
did
under
they
the Mental
do-
Health Act, no?
Yeah, but
He was
what did they
sectioned
do?
for drug-induced psychosis?
Oh, is it? See, this. I don't know.
He was taking mushrooms, innit?
Oh God.
I mean, it was not a joke.
he
The
was.
brother was on shrooms, bro. So
I even
number
know
one,
that.
he's moving bookies, he's moving taps. Plus the mushrooms are probably taking that to another level.
But then the thing,
to the point where now he was sectioned under the Mental Health Act, but it was for drug-induced psychosis.
social media is still a dangerous place. And again, like if there wasn't social media, maybe his mental health wouldn't have been so. What's the word I'm looking for? Wouldn't have been as bad, or I can't think of the word. I don't know, man. Social media is just it has its negatives and its positives.
Are we sure? Because mental health has always been there.
Yeah.
Forever.
I don't blame
Beginning of
social
time.
media. I just think social media has just allowed people to just have an opinion and be so opinionated about every little thing.
Yeah.
But the reason why I say that society is becoming a lot more depressing, when I think about children and their childhood, they're not able to have a childhood. You're not able to just go to the park, play outside your house without the worry of someone trying to abduct you, or there's just no fun. You don't hear children playing outside anymore on a weekday. Everyone is so in their house. There's no neighborhood love. Nobody's watching out for other people's children. Everyone's just so to themselves. Everyone's glued onto their screens.
That goes on to my next question.
There's no fun. There's no love.
Before you get into your next question, yeah, I hear what Grace is saying, but at the same time, I feel like when we used to go back here, cool. When we were younger, we were kids, we were playing outside. It was all fine, but I still feel like there was still definitely an element of danger there.
Yeah.
It's just that we wasn't privy to know what the dangers were, or it wasn't a thing where you're seeing it. If you go on your tablet now, you're gonna see this and that is happening. Do you get what I'm saying? Because there's still madness going on. I remember where I grew up, bro. Some kids, somebody died, hit and run. All these things are happening in my area, but kids are still going out to play and still do all these things. You get what I mean? But I definitely understand where you're coming from, though, because I live in an estate and I can see it now. When I was younger, my estate was lit. Bare kids, everyone's having fun, water bomb, everything, run out. When I look outside now, bro, it's crickets. It's cricket. Like the park is even looking abandoned. People are just walking their dog in the park now. Like it's actually.
I was driving by somewhere and like I saw a youth club and it was boarded up and it just made me think like there's not.
Nothing like
And I know back in the day we used to go and just
Adventure
like,
playground, youth club, all them things there. That's character building, man.
Yeah.
And
Good for the community.
it's so unfortunate that they're just building houses and apartments everywhere. They knock down parks, little parking lots, anywhere
a
that they
park
can
on
put a house.
Pomeroy
they
Street.
will. Exactly, Pomeroy Street.
Wow,
That was
boy.
the best park.
That park was actually so good.
There was a ship. Tell me where you have seen a ship.
Yeah.
And I'm talking on ends. Yeah. A ship. There was a ship. This park had a ship. One spinning roundabout like
Roundabout,
this.
yeah.
Horses. Like,
Yeah.
They're going to make me
Oh,
relate.
it's true.
and it also had a basketball court. I'm telling you, the park was the best park ever.
They just
Straight out
and then
recess.
look at the football pitch in Peckham opposite Yellow Brick. That one's finished, gone. They're building
that-
houses and whatever there.
That needed to go though.
No. That football pitch is too legendary. They should have never got rid of that. That football pitch was actually,
think-
and the centre that was next to it,
Yeah,
they've
true.
knocked it all down.
Also,
I think when you look at it from that perspective, it does. I'll definitely agree. I would lean to say that yes, society can look a lot more depressing when you look at it from the perspective of like young kids growing up and how their childhood is so much different to our childhood.
But that's what goes. I was gonna say, do you think technology is the main killer of society with that?
No. Yes and no. I think it's parental. I'm sorry, I'm gonna say it. It's down to people's parents. You don't have to be, and whether you're broke or whether you're rich, I will say it's down to parental and exposure. It is your job to expose your children to certain things. So if you want your child to be stuck onto a tablet, that's down to you. So as much as it's beneficial to have technology, I won't say that that's not a good thing to have. Well, you need to control it. Even as a person, I remember this week, the internet was low. It was down. Everyone was suffering in the house for like 1 hour. They didn't know what to do. We were all just twiddling with our
But it's
thumbs.
not just the phone aspect of technology. You got to think of like kids nowadays stop playing outside anyway. Because you're looking at for like younger kids, like
Everybody.
tablet. But you got to think like, say for example, nowadays teenagers are more on their devices than their like game consoles anyway.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, like no one's
But
outside.
do you think what? So I can understand like to a certain capacity allowing like toddlers like cutting them off to a certain degree, but do you think you could do that with a 14, 15-year-old?
Of course,
Yeah, you
because
can.
if you expose them
You can
to
tell them to go
certain
outside.
things, not
You
just
can.
outside, go and explore, go to Tower Bridge, go and do stuff.
But that's the but at the same time, that's the killer for society, because now with how social media goes, you see and you're privy to how much bad things are happening. So a lot of parents don't even want their kids outside. Okay, you're
It's
seeing all the
unfortunate.
pedophiles, the kidnappings,
It's so
all these type of things.
unfortunate. That's what I'm saying. But then even still, we were talking about how maybe you or someone else, drama clubs used to happen. People used to go to all of these different dance clubs.
Now, do you know the other thing is, them things are still there. It's just now they're a higher charge.
They still do that.
Yeah, they do.
Roller
Just
skating stuff.
very minimal.
Yeah, no, it's minimal.
I've seen that they still do. 'Cause even when I look for my daughter, there's certain clubs that are still available. But when I look at it now, it's like, raw. When I was in school, this was free.
It was
That was
free. It was-
Now these are all being charged things. So now it's a case of, it's not that parents don't want to put their kids in it. Certain parents can't afford to put it.
Exactly, and it's so sad. But even still, that's why I feel like maybe this week I was so adamant that I'm going to spend it with, I don't have children, I'm going to spend it with the kids. I'm going to take the kids out. So when they go back to school, what did you do over the 6 weeks holiday? Oh, we went to the beach, went to Canterbury, we did this. Not, I just stayed at home and watched TV and I did nothing, I was bored. It really, really upsets me.
I don't know. Can I look at it on the flip side? Because they talk about mental health. Like, some of these kids, it's torture to even want to bring them outside. Tell them, let's go walk outside. Let's go to the park. Nah, I'm alright.
Yeah, but then why?
They don't even want to.
But why is that?
Because they're not exposed to it.
Because they're
Well,
not.
my next question was, what if their interest has just changed to what our interest used to be when we were
But
younger?
you speak to your children, you ask them, what are you
And you find out what
interested
they
in?
like.
If you are interested in I don't know what it is. What's that?
Karate.
Something that you like? Naruto or whatever the
Oh,
thing is.
anime.
You go and find one
see
anime museum and you take them to the anime museum.
Like this.
You go to the K-pop town, go to the
But
the
then-
Korean.
Is that what you like?
No, I don't do that.
Listen to K-pop. So you got the new bangers there. K-pop bangers.
But then I would flip that, because it's the same narrative with like how people have access to money. Because now you got, not a lot of parents have the time to even take their kids
So
to do these
sad.
things because of how society is. These parents are now working mad hours just to maintain their household.
Yeah.
So some of them don't have the time
But
to
were
take
our
their kids to these
parents
things.
not working mad hours?
Exactly,
Yeah.
They
bro.
were.
What, did your dad take you to the park?
Say that again?
Did your dad take you to the park?
No. No, but shall I tell you what though? Man still went park. Pops didn't take me park. You might have taken what am I like swimming here and there, a couple things.
I know this is quite vague, but what age group are we directing it to? Because
Under 18s.
Full stop.
No, maybe not full stop, but just
Some people 25 below are immature, fam. They build like kids, fam. So they
are we giving like teenage? So like from 13 to 18, is that what we're giving, or is it? Because I feel like when you're below the teens, your parents can still very much guide. Okay, go to the museum, But when you get to that teen, that's where it becomes. They're finding their identity.
Yeah.
They're trying to do what they want and their friends want. They don't want to chill with their parents anymore. So
yeah. But even with that, because of what you have been exposed to as
From
a young
before.
child, then your interest will also shape you.
form that,
Then
yeah.
you would also be like to your friends, oh, do you know what? I'm tired of being inside. Let's go bowling. Let's go cinema. Let's go do something.
Yeah.
Even if it's just to play marbles. Who plays the kids don't play
Oh
marbles?
my god, do you
anymore?
remember playing marbles?
They even play Yu-Gi-Oh,
I used to play
Pokemon cards.
marbles in the garden.
None of them
Wow.
things there. Pound up. They don't play them games.
Can't tell no child about
That
marbles.
was a you just go back and
Marbles,
see
yeah,
it,
bro.
bro.
I can't lie. They'll be like, I could play marbles on my iPhone. Like,
but are the kids really inside? 'Cause
They're
obviously,
inside. They're
are
stuck.
they
They are
really?
stuck
Cool.
Only one
inside.
place
See,
I know
I'm 50-50
that kids are
with this.
outside.
I
and
thought
that's
they
Louis.
go Westfield.
You
they
know
go
what?
up
They
the
do.
street,
They do.
They
I
like.
can't
Yeah,
lie.
but then what did they go
Teenagers-
Westfield to do?
Some teenagers are outside.
Problem.
But then that's
They're
the thing.
going to
Not all of them.
terrorize
Not all of
the
them.
school.
Teenagers that are outside, what are they keeping up?
What are they
Ain't you
exactly?
seen-
What
ain't
are
you
they
seen
doing
the-
outside?
outside are keeping up.
Don't
No, but ain't you seen
stereotype
nothing
all of
about?
them. They're not all keeping up a fuckery, bro. Some of them are outside just
Do
like,
what?
they
Hold
want to
on,
go
hold on.
shopping or they want to go there. Do you get what I'm
Nah,
saying?
but Brian, ain't you
They're
seen
not all
that
doing
thing
the
from
madness.
Oxford Street where the kids
Yeah,
were...
did
you see what
was
recently
that?
happened?
And then no,
Yeah.
where did that come from? Social media.
Twitter. Yeah, and I mean,
Yeah,
sorry,
moving
TikTok.
mad.
TikTok.
Yeah.
TikTok.
I think that was an influence from what happened in New York though. With us,
Oh, with that,
an
that
YouTuber?
other guy, that
guy with the
that guy
dreads.
that plays Twitch.
Kai.
yeah,
Kai,
Kai,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I think it did come from that.
Didn't you see what happened in man calls the riot in New York?
He didn't cause
And
a
now,
riot, bro.
now
He had a
he's
giveaway.
incited
He's getting
a riot.
charged.
Man didn't incite no riot, bro. Don't
That's
be
what
throwing
the
no
police
charges,
said.
my
That's what they
guy.
said. Yeah, he
That's what the
incited
police
a
said.
riot,
Bro, he
yeah.
went to go and do a giveaway, and then
people
the youth
lost
started
it.
moving. That's not his fault.
But then there was the person, someone almost died or something as well.
Yeah, but I saw
They
him
were on the
helping people
car.
and
Every
that.
day someone was tired of me. Every rest, man. No one got hurt, man.
No, like he was holding onto the car while the car was moving. He was like in serious
Whose fault's
condition. Oh, I don't know.
It's definitely that kid's fault, bro. Why are you
No,
so
some people are
let
moving
go?
mad.
And
But
where did that come from?
I think back to what we were saying. I think like definitely that there is. I feel like what Grace was saying is a good point though. From a young age, depending on what your parents mold into you and stuff like that, can definitely impact when you do older. But also leaning to what Simba said as well. When you get to a certain age, it's I'm outside. You don't really like, even though you have that influence from your parents, sometimes it's very easy to get now influenced by the people that are around you. Do you get what I'm saying? To now kind of sway away from that. But then again, referring back to your point, if you've created a strong enough bond or if you've put certain things in them, they can kind of get me steer away from that. But at the same, it's just a battle.
And that's what it is
It's
as
not
well.
easy.
It's not
I
easy.
think a lot of these kids are inside as well because some of the kids I see, I wouldn't even want them outside anyway. Like they're so feeble and frail, like they have no responsibility in them at all.
Street smarts.
They don't even have to cross the road. Some of them. Like,
Sorry, that came from the chest because children of today have no common sense. They have no independence.
none.
Nothing.
So at the same time, it's good to encourage them to go outside, but do I even want you outside?
To wash plates.
Any old person could offer you something and you just go off with them like, yeah.
Of course.
But it's like what you said, Grace. It's based on their parents and their upbringing.
Yeah.
Like we know certain like.
Nah, fam. Because I'm a dad, I disagree with that. Because
Yeah,
even
I
the
was
same
gonna
way,
say
the
no
same way
ways.
I was raised, and I'm trying to input that on my daughter. The way society is, the way schooling is, with all the safeguarding, a lot of things in place, it's hard to even parent your child the way you was even raised.
Yeah.
But I
Because
feel
by the
like
time
that's-
your child.
It's not even just that. They'll say you try to put them in certain influences. Like they'll say, "Oh, you're forcing them. It's not their
Yeah.
freedom of right." And it's
Yeah.
like when I was 6 and 7, you think I have freedom of right? My mom told me to do something.
It
doing it.
depends, though. I'm not gonna lie. I'm a subject teacher, and all of the rest of us were all on smoke with our kids. So when I say sit, you sit. That's the type of thing, and our parents really enjoy that because they know that we're installing the good things and then we stop playing, stop it, and all that kind of stuff. And we love them and we nurture them. So it depends on where your child's.
This is it. Yeah,
So
they bring
all mad,
raise up.
I'm not
Yeah.
gonna put where my school is.
Do you
but-
feel like the area you bring your children up, the school they go to, and I guess maybe the country you're in as well? Because when I think about some of my friends that have kids in private school, I think their interests and what they do with their friends and what they get up to are quite different.
Yeah,
So
definitely. Yeah.
if I look at, because I live in Waterloo, so I'm not too far from the Southwark side, and obviously I can see that maybe after school they get up to no good, they're in Peckham, Bricks and whatever. But then I know kids that go private school, they also get up to no good, but it's a different side. So they'll fly off to Switzerland with their friends and their parents, but they're like doing drugs or partying.
Doing lines
that's
and
the
that, doing that mad
worst.
thing.
So is being outside or inside really the problem?
No,
or
it's not. You just have to pray. There's no fix to this. There's literally no fix. You just have to have whoever you believe in. You just have to have faith and just get on with life and just hope for the best because there's no fix. There's no fix. Like you said, whether you have the most money, your child could be exposed to drugs. And it's true, the
And
kids on the other
serious drugs.
side, it's not even
Serious
just,
drugs,
we're not talking weed, we're talking sniff, we're talking that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
You
big
know,
drugs.
I don't know how much I can say. So it's not balloons, that's small stuff here, but then the kids are
Small.
Balloons.
That's
wouldn't
what
say
this is a guy mad for.
compared to
Compared to
People are
cocaine.
going-
that's small blood.
Yeah, I don't condone
You think?
balloons. I don't think
Yes.
they're good.
No, do you know what? I don't really.
Depends on the
agree.
age range you're
I said
talking.
balloons compared to coke.
But which
Balloons
ones?
is
I don't necessarily
Look at
agree
it
with
like
that.
look
What
at
are
it
you
this way.
talking about?
I don't necessarily agree with
Balloons.
that.
I do not agree with that.
Yeah,
I don't agree with that.
I think balloons is worse than coke.
Have you not seen what happened to
say-
me?
You know
I've done
Right,
balloons.
right. It's way worse. That's
Right. You know why I say that? You know why I say that?
Have any of you
Teenagers
guys
have
done
more
coke? Have you
access.
lot doing coke?
Okay.
with me?
God
Teenage-
I
but
just
the
want
thing
to
is-
say before I talk, I've
God
never in my
forbid.
life done coke.
Me neither.
ever.
No,
But this
that's
is
not
why.
good.
This,
Me,
is,
I've
this
never
is
done
the
it
reason
either.
I'm not going to say
Like-
one is above the other. I'm not going to say balloons are better. I'm not going to say balloons are worse. Because being in finance, and I know just in the corporate world in general, there are a lot of people who
Yeah.
are functioning coke users.
Yeah,
I don't know
100%.
them personally, but I have
I
my
was
ear
going to
to
say,
the wall.
I was going to give us
Whereas with balloons, left, right, and center, I'm just constantly hearing this person's paralyzed.
Yeah,
this person's on the phone,
exactly.
like this. So
And that's from the first time.
But I think it's because of the access. Like teenagers don't have access to coke like that, but they have.
Who told you?
Easiest way to
Certain
access
teenagers
is
got-
balloons, bro.
Certain
Yeah,
teams got
no,
access to
but
coke,
there's
bro.
Teenagers
certain
got access, my guy.
Huh?
Yeah, there's
Certain
definitely.
teenagers
They got access
That's
to
a rich
proper
man's drug.
coke.
That's why, bro.
Yeah.
I'm not. Don't be surprised. A lot of these kids or whoever they're picking up coke is watered down,
Yeah.
dusty shit. It's not even.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. It's
So
worse.
be that.
That's why it's ringing off your nose bridge. It's gone. Like, bro, you not see what coke is devastating certain people. I'm not disagreeing that I've seen what balloons could. I've seen. I know someone that had to go hospital because of balloons. Live or woke up, his foot was his foot was discolored. Couldn't feel his foot. Had to go and get like B13 vitamins or whatever. Something
Discoloured.
injected.
That
yeah,
means
bro.
the oxygen was
Cut
not
off.
flowing.
Like I've seen the balloon do the match, but at the same time, I've seen man on coke, and I've seen what it can do to man as well, bro. I've seen some things.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So I still think, coke is worse than balloons, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
I wouldn't know.
I'm not gonna lie.
Me personally, I don't. I actually don't.
They both weigh each other out there.
And shall I tell you what it is? The reason why we think balloons is worse here is because they're pushing it on us for us to see that balloons is a mad thing. Not saying that it's not a mad thing, bro. When you go on the news, you don't see nothing. You don't see nothing about
lie,
people that
nah.
are sniffing
Hey,
because
hey,
it's
Brian.
because it's a white collar drug, bro. It's a
Yeah.
rich people. That's why you don't see nothing
Balloons
about.
scrambling your brains, fam. What are you talking about?
No, but you see-
every time you inhale, it's scrambling something in there, fam. Why do you think people ending up paralyzed, fam? What you think managers?
They're ending up paralyzed because it's cutting off the oxygen supply.
Exactly. So it's doing something up there, fam. That it shouldn't be
I'm
doing.
not
fam.
disputing.
I don't
that,
think
bro.
it's the news even pushing that, man. It's when I walk outside, I'm just seeing canisters and shit
canisters
everywhere, man.
Big canisters.
Like now, these
the
kids
big
don't even
school.
they're never scared no more. Used to be a thing where man would go in the corner and do that. Bro, they're just live on the street.
Yeah.
Just
Just hear it. Once you hear that sound, you know what it is.
Who was with dance? When we were driving past, you was doing balloons in a car. I said, bro.
Yeah, bro.
No, balloons are becoming. When I went away the other day, they were selling balloons in the club that we went
It's
to.
banned now, though.
Like it's. No, I wasn't in this.
Yeah, they do that. No,
They was like the girls were really advertising it. They had the balloons on their head. They were just walking around. I said,
Shall I tell you something mad?
"This is what you lot are
Do you remember
doing."
when North Pole back in the day?
They used to sell it in the club.
They used to sell.
Yeah.
They used to sell balloons in North Pole and Greenwich.
That is crazy.
You buy it from the bar
Lane.
and they'll and give it to you.
Yeah. Years
From the
ago.
bar. You can buy it, I
Yeah,
swear.
years
You
ago.
go
We used
to
to
the
buy it.
bar, you
Yeah.
pay, tap your card, they'll and give you the balloon.
That was like what?
Years
11
ago.
or
Yeah,
12?
years ago though.
Yeah.
Raw boy.
Was up in there
Do
still.
drugs.
I will not do balloons.
Don't do drugs, kids.
Yeah,
That's,
don't do
that's the
drugs.
message we're trying to push out.
But if we circle back to his original question, the social media depressing, I don't think it's depressing.
Is it social
No, was
media?
it society?
Society. Social
So-
media is not depressing.
All right, let me flip it this way. What do you think could be done to make society more appealing? What could help that cause?
Heavy
More
load
money for everyone. More money.
No,
Start
it's
with that.
true.
I said, more money.
But the main thing is, you know, it's true. I used to think, why don't they just print more money, push more money in society? But
Inflation,
there's
higher for inflation.
But just
Yeah,
push
just-
more money into different
Into
local
different
communities.
You gotta do your economics, man.
Have them. Like, no one's
Find
adventure
out.
playground should be shut down. Look after the local places. If it's the council place, look after it. Make it look appealing. Make everything look nice. Like, look
But the reason why they're not going to do that is because it doesn't bring in.
It's not
profitable for
beneficial.
them.
Yeah, it's not
unfortunate,
beneficial for
but it
them.
should be because you're pumping into the next generation.
like they know what they're doing. They know what they're already
Yeah,
doing.
they're
You can
pushing
see,
everyone out.
you can see all the gentrification everywhere in the city. They are pushing you poor people out.
I feel like they would rather gentrify and bring in the money than invest and hope for the best.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's sad.
Because
That's what they're doing anyway.
if it's all about money, like we were talking about here, they're gonna do what's more profitable.
I don't think, even when I look back at society, like growing up in London, I don't think we're all, like, we even help the situation sometimes. 'Cause you gotta think everything's got backlash. So even down to like the riots, all these type of things that's happened, it's all got backlash that we're suffering for certain things. I think even inflation right now, how we're suffering is just due to COVID. Yeah,
Of course, 100%.
Yeah.
No, not a doubt.
Poor judgment as well, and decision making from the people in charge as well.
Yeah.
Let's not act
From the
like
central
let's.
bank.
Look,
them out
it,
enjoying.
it weren't us. It's them man up there
In
that
COVID,
were,
yeah.
that were sitting there and they
Erratic.
said, "Let's do this," instead of not doing the right thing.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
it's
Also
a lot
that-
of this ain't part us to blame. It's them. They, as soon as COVID came about, they made all the rules. And then you have to remember Brexit as well. We haven't recovered from Brexit.
I'm gonna throw a fire question in there for you then. All right,
Right, I
due
hate
to the
it.
stuff you're mentioning, I think it's a high level of corruption why a lot of things play the way they play out. Do you think that's ever gonna change? Because I think that's the main fixing cause that could help society.
No
Corruption.
What's
is
up
something
to
that I don't think
corruption?
can ever
No,
be
to cut
eradicated.
out a lot of the corruption, man.
I don't think you can ever.
Because the way
cut out
London, I
corruption.
personally think the
You
way the
can't.
UK is set up,
You can't cut
They-
out. Listen,
they don't know
corruption
what
is
they're
always going to
All
be
of these
there.
countries are run on
Greed
corruption.
is
Yeah,
corruption,
every
fam.
All of them.
Greed
All of
is
it.
what
No one
rules.
can name me one country that's not run on corruption, and the reason why is because the government itself is not just what runs the country.
Yeah.
There's always people behind the scenes. There's always families behind the scenes.
Higher powers.
So, for me,
It's like when they're
personally, I
talking
don't
about
see
the
how it's
royal
possible.
family. What do they call them? Not advisors. There's a specific name that they've used for them before, but I can't
The
remember.
firm.
Yeah, and those are the people that will advise the king and whatever. And it's like, so you're the king, isn't it? You that's meant to be the king. Why is
How you gonna
somebody
tell me
else
what I
doing-
want to do?
Lobbying
Yeah,
certain
like,
ideas.
It's like
the same
when
Games
people
of
at the
Thrones.
end of Obama's second term were complaining like, oh, you didn't do this, you promised.
But
this,
you don't. They don't know
Do you know
that.
how hard it is to just
Exactly.
push one policy, push
real.
one
It's
agenda?
long, it's
And
long.
everyone has to vote on it. And
Yeah,
if they
they all
don't
gotta
like
agree.
you, they're not gonna agree on it.
Because you're just gonna try and do the best that you
That you
can.
can,
Show
yeah.
face. Every meeting, I'm just there smiling.
Yeah, literally. Like it's not just them that's like making the decisions and that's
Yeah.
it. There's other people.
There's a lot of
influencing
protocols
it. Yeah.
and things you got to follow.
And that have to agree on it. And if they don't agree on it, then just forget about
I
it.
feel like where things will change is black people. I'm speaking for black people. The younger generation start going into politics, start going into positions where they can make a change.
If they
If
let
a
us.
whole
If they let us. You have to remember.
No, but sometimes
It's
you
a
got to
gay
kick down.
community.
Sometimes you got to kick
if-
down the door.
if-
can get there, you can
sometimes
get
if
through.
you keep pushing and keep pushing,
It'll be a trailblazer.
little changes over time, we'll start to see the impact of it.
But black people too, they're just some way sometimes. Like, no, it's true. Sometimes black people are just like
That's
they're
what needs to
either very
change.
much for them, like just for themselves, as in that one individual person, or they'll look at it like, why am I gonna go mix with those kind of people for? But and it's like it's easier for you to make a change from inside than from outside. So, for example, before, like when they was talking about employing more black people, ethnic people, whatever, into the police force, people are against it. Why? Like, maybe if you try it, like, no, but for, maybe if you tried it,
I ain't doing this.
okay, let me give you an example. There was like, was it a policeman or cricket? I can't remember, but there was an issue that came out recently. I think it was a guy that played cricket, and he was like the only black player on the team, and they like abused him and like painted his face, all these kind of things. Yeah, it's
Modern day or is this
no,
old?
no. This was a while ago,
Oh,
but it's
okay.
something that recently came
I
out,
was about
and
to
it's
say,
like,
what?
do you really think if there was like 5 black men there, then those
wouldn't
kind of
dare.
things would run? That's what I'm saying. Like, if you all came together and actually worked together for a better, like, for more of an improvement, instead of thinking, oh, I'm not going there because these people are like, small changes will happen.
Yeah,
I
and
think-
it's down to exposure again. Because if I expose my child to cricket at a young age and they like it, then their cousins like it, then that's a cricket team alone. But then if I continue
But I'm just
to
using that as an example for
It's
different
true. How
things.
do you
Whether
think
it's,
football?
How many man you need in cricket?
whether it's cricket, whether it's the police
But all we
force.
know is I'm so sorry, but everyday football. Sorry, football,
Yeah.
football. We need some cricket.
And even in that, black men are not respected in that alone as well. Like, you go and play
There's
somewhere
so
else,
many
there
other things.
your own supporters are abusing you. Go do something.
Would you guys
else.
ever go back to your home countries?
Yeah.
Now or later?
Either one.
Later, yeah.
No, I
don't
can't lie,
mind.
I wouldn't go back to
I would say that I
Jamaica
would.
Why?
Eventually,
Wait,
Who,
what
me?
country?
Why?
Nigeria.
You gonna go backyard?
Right, as is how it is right now, it's not really appealing to me. I'd rather go somewhere else.
What, GH?
I'll definitely
Actually,
go. I always say
Ghana.
that retire. That's retirement. Once man, I know I'm done. I've done everything I can do in this world, bro. Don't disturb me. I'm going back home.
No,
Don't shout
What
me.
country from?
Nigeria, they will frustrate me because why am I paying to get by? Why am I paying for security to get through the road? Why is there traffic? It would actually frustrate me, but I'm having to pay extra just to have a normal life.
You said I'm gonna live in that area.
Where you
But you got to cut through though. At some
Yeah,
point.
even in the rich pay to live. That's what you do.
Yeah, I think
you
in
just
Jamaica
have
they
to
would
pay.
frustrate me as well.
Why?
But how different is it to here?
Yeah, exactly. I'll get
The
hustle.
rich pay to live here too. Like for me personally, I feel like I see two
Different sides.
completely different sides of London. And what money gives you access to, so many people that have lived in London all their life don't even know certain things exist.
Yeah, that's
For
true.
real.
So I
That
feel
is
like
so
it's the
true.
same in any country.
Just give an example, please.
Like, okay, for example, one of my friends, they're actors, so I think there was an award show or something like that. They all went back to a producer's house, and I think when they stepped out the cab, they were like, "Oh, like where's the house?" The largest gate that he said he's seen in London just open like that. The whole house, huge, so many bedrooms. You go down to the basement, cinema room, indoor porch, just so many things that, okay, maybe you'll see on social media, but it's genuinely just there. Or like,
Yeah, literally.
I drove past Battersea today, and obviously you see the sky pool or whatever, and if you go
Yeah.
inside, and then it's like the things that they just get up to, the places they have access to, that
different.
you just wouldn't.
Yeah, that's what I'm not talking about. That I'm talking about my security. If I want to have healthcare in Nigeria, there is no healthcare. I'm better off living and moving back to the UK to get decent healthcare.
I've
That's
seen
what
a
I'm
lot of
talking
older
about. Like, that's the
generation do
kind of
that.
stuff that I'm talking about.
You're right.
It's,
Our
there's no
healthcare
point.
here is better, but it's still not great. If you have a serious illness, like God forbid, let's say you have cancer, for example, the treatments that they'll give you in the NHS and the longevity, how long it takes you to even get it in comparison to private healthcare, where they'll give you like 5 options,
Quick.
is different.
Yeah.
So if you get seriously sick, somebody will still, if they have the ability to choose private, they will do that.
That's
or how
good.
many black women die from childbirth.
But that's still good. But I'm even having the NHS is good. But in Africa, in Nigeria, there's nothing.
Well, don't
even
downplay your own
public.
country, man. I'm
But
going back
let's
home,
be
fam.
fair.
I'm
but you have
getting
to-
a
no, but
private
you have to-
doctor.
you have to- you
I'm
have
getting
to be-
6 house
Yeah,
help.
I
You think
know.
I'm leaving
That's
my
a
house?
6 household.
No.
You think I'm leaving my house?
But
If
then
I'm up and
why?
rich,
That's
I'm
not
not
the case.
doing anything.
There's no social
Generator, I
security.
got
There's
3
no
generators
nothing.
back
But
to
why
back, fam.
am I paying for a generator and then still having to pay for electricity for them to still take away my electricity? That makes no sense to me.
It's cheaper. Like,
It's
I'm
not.
trying
It's
to-
not cheap. It's not cheap. And then
Cheaper.
it's not cheap. And
Compared
then
to
I'm
here.
still
Have you-
paying
when
for
was the last
fuel
time you went to
for my
Africa?
generator? It doesn't make any sense.
Africa's
The
expensive.
only reason why,
bro.
it's not that I disagree with you, but the
Yeah.
only reason I'm rebutting is because someone in Nigeria will say, oh, you pay council tax, and then you pay road tax, and then you pay this,
water bill.
and then,
And you
you
don't
know what I
pay
mean?
that,
Like,
yeah.
all they do is pay rent for maybe like 2 to 5 years and ago, or they've built their house and bought it, and then literally all they do pay for is petrol for their generator. A lot of the things you pay for it once,
Yeah.
and then whereas
is
for
good.
us, we're having monthly
To pay.
things
Yeah.
come out every single
I don't
month.
think I could live. I can holiday for a long,
Long
period of time. But I don't think I could live because it would actually stress me out so much. Anything for the boys,
Yam and egg every
auntie
morning.
please.
I said
Then
anything
my
for the
house help
boys.
is even gonna steal from me as well or poison me. Like I have friends who you think I'm lying? When her grandparents, the house help stole from her grandparents and then tried to steal. And then these are the people that you're still paying their school fees. They're not even grateful for the fact that you're looking after them, you're paying them, and then you have the audacity to steal from me.
I'm gonna be cheeky and say it's the selection process. You gotta pick right, man. You
Nah,
gotta pick the right
it's
people.
so stressful.
But even the right one you'll pick, they might just see something one day and be like, hey,
And then the
They're like, they'll be
That
like,
one's
wow,
shining
so
and just-
exactly.
I don't like all this negativity.
Simba, what
a
country are
home.
you from?
I'm Nigerian.
Oh.
So Simba, are you going back home? If you could.
I'm 50-50.
There's enjoyment in Niger. I won't lie.
there's
I won't
enjoyment
dispute the
in
fact that
The
Nigeria
money
is
I
so
make here,
weak.
if I take it back home, do you know what is back home?
You'll last 1 year. Because I'm not even lying to you because I have friends who have
1
moved.
year. I'm not
I'm not
spending
lying.
it.
I'm not lying.
I'm not spending
I
like
have
that.
friends who have moved. She did the whole living, doing your youth time and all that kind of stuff to get a job was so hard. Why? Because you need to have an uncle and that has an uncle
need to
that's
have
working
connections.
somewhere.
Yeah.
You need to have connections. It's
That's
not
why I'm
easy.
going when I'm retired. You don't understand. I'm going there for peace and relaxation. I'm not going there to work. Why? That don't make sense. If I'm retiring, it's retirement. I'm going to
think
my nice built house,
if you're
Liverpool, and I'm cooling off for the rest of the
If
year.
your family's already back home and they got things set up, I think it'll probably be easier for you to transition.
yeah.
And obviously, because you've got patterns and connections, you can just do certain things. But if it's just like, for example, now you just pack your load and you go back
That's
home
your
and it's
first
just
No, you
Yeah.
have to
solo,
make
that's
connections
gonna
before
be
you go.
that's gonna be a nightmare. Like you're gonna be throw yourself in the deep end. But I think that transition will be a lot more smoother if you have family there. And if the
Yeah.
family's doing well as well, because if the family's not doing well, it's even
It's
more
fried
headache.
food, finish.
More headache. You're paying
They
for
don't
5 miles.
understand. You must get home to relax.
But I
They
do think
work.
society back home is so much better. People are nicer. Everyone's happy. Even though there's poverty and poverty's real.
They're
We're
happy.
together.
But
Yeah.
everyone is still
We're in this
happy.
together, man.
That small child that'll be doing this when they get rest.
Oh.
They're happy.
But he's happy though.
They're happy.
they're
They're
happy.
so happy. The society back home is, you can feel it. There's so much more love.
There's community there.
The
And
way
they're
Grace has been
nicer.
talking, you would
A
never
lot
know
of
she's
community.
Nigerian, you know.
Huh?
You wouldn't.
What's that?
The way she's been talking, you would never know she's Nigerian.
Why
fam.
did you say that?
You ain't said nothing positive about the country yet,
I
man.
just did
said-
the
said
dancing
there's life
child
there,
and the
said
rice.
there's I'm not
She
counting
said
that,
Nigeria's
man.
sweet, man.
Yeah.
Well, sweet rice is too
And the
much.
dancing child, Nigeria is sweet. Go to Nigeria, enjoy.
I just think that's more or less because it's more appreciated back home.
Okay,
Like,
wait. Would you go back to Jamaica?
Backyard.
Yeah, but that's
Would
kind of know
you?
my setup though. That's because I just know the setup.
Yeah, you know what you're getting yourself into when you go back.
But
Nah,
would
that's
you
not
go
the
back
pattern with the
like
family.
retirement age or like
No.
say like
Yeah.
our age or a bit older?
If I was to go back to Jamaica now, I'm living like a king if I go back there. I'm living a life.
I don't
Say
know,
lavish.
man.
So yeah, I
I wouldn't
would.
want to go to Nigeria in retirement age. I would want to go like
To enjoy.
A bit useful.
in my 30s
Yeah.
where I can still enjoy. My mom enjoys. I'm not gonna lie. She lives in Nigeria and she lives a better life than me. And I feel like I live a good life, but she lives.
See?
Do you know what I mean? She works.
6
She has her
households.
businesses, but she's out every weekend without fail. And I can't imagine that
Definitely.
if she lived here, she would.
Yeah,
the
like-
same
That's
thing.
what society is a lot better. I mean, in terms of enjoyment, they actually enjoy.
yeah.
They celebrate. There was a thing about how when people are invited out to a birthday dinner, the celebrant pays. I wish, but the way the society is set up over here,
Yeah.
it's expensive to pay for my guest. I'm so sorry. Like, you know, when you have a birthday dinner, I've never had one, but you have a birthday dinner, you invite everybody. They even end up paying for you sometimes. But even back home, the celebrant pays for whoever, whatever they've ordered. And I've experienced that because my mum has
Yeah, pay your own
Clubhouse.
bill for
And the Nigerian people link up and all that stuff. And whoever's organised it, they pay. And I'm just like, this is amazing. I wish I could be at that point. And I pray to be at that point point in my life to be able to pay for the people around me. But the hustle is hard.
it stands.
It's hard. You have to hustle hard.
Do you think there's a lack of things to be happy about, like living here? Like, say for example, like I mentioned, that they're more appreciative of things back home, but I think there's not that much to
Yeah, I
look
don't
forward
think
to
there's-
going forward. Whereas I hear realistically, we should be a lot more happier because we're
should
gonna have
be.
more access to more
Should
things.
be.
So why do you think there's a lack of things to be
I
happy
think
for?
it's because we just expect these things. We expect to have running water. We expect to have electricity. We expect
privilege.
all of these things. So we don't actually take we take the things that we have for granted. So then sometimes it's just like we need more. And I also think because there's somebody out there that's doing even better than me, so I can't yet be happy until I'm at that point. Not always.
I don't know if I agree with that.
So I was watching.
Only because I'm not talking about people who are living in poverty. Do you know what I mean? Even in developing countries like Nigeria, there are people who constantly have running water and whose gen are on 24/7. They don't even realize
You don't feel
whether
the effects
it's on or
of-
not. Do you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
And I still feel like they're happier than us.
Yeah.
So I know this might sound stupid, but do you feel like the weather is a contribution?
I agree.
Oh, no, it is.
I'm
100%.
saying
The
that
weather
we
affects
should
your
be
mood.
more
Yeah, it affects
grateful.
your mood
it
massively.
is.
I
It is,
definitely
like-
think that we
country's
should
so
be more
depressing.
grateful.
That's a
Everything's
great point.
depressing, and then the weather's
Great
not even
point.
helping. So of
Yeah.
course you're
I
gonna
think between the weather, between money constantly coming out of our pockets, because we may technically maybe make more exchange rates, right? But with how much comes out, it's almost like we're working to just pay bills.
That's exactly what I'm saying. Like, we should be more grateful for everything that we have in this country, but it does not work out like that because we have to work so hard. We have to do more than they have to do back home. That's what I'm talking about. Like, it's actually hard to live in this country. It's hard.
I think they think it's easy, but it's hard.
It's not.
They think it's
Okay,
easy.
cool.
I think it's selective.
Is everyone happy?
Yeah, I am. I'm happy with my life. I'm not gonna lie. I've just come back from holiday. I went to LA and I saw poverty in my eyes. And I said, I thank God for this country because they're suffering in America. They are suffering in that country. You lose your job one day, you're out on the streets, and then crack cane, everything. You're just on the street.
DG, what you saying?
Are you happy?
If I was to be honest now,
Can we ask why, or do you want to keep it to yourself?
no, it's just a lot of factors, but it's things that can't really change realistically. So it's the thing. There's certain things that ain't no changing.
Have faith.
No, there's certain things that ain't changing. There's certain things that ain't changing.
Lebs, what you saying? You happy?
I'm with DG still, but my thing is not. Things will not change. They will change.
Yeah, see, she for a year.
No,
in
they
her,
will
she didn't
change.
for a year in yours.
Mine, they will change.
By
By force, they will change.
What you saying? Happy go lucky.
Me, I'll say about 8% of the time I'm happy, but obviously there's gonna be days or times where I'm not happy with what's going on. Do you get what I'm saying? But I feel like for my lane and where I'm going and the personal goals I've set and the things that I want to achieve and where I want to go in my life, I'm definitely on that route and I'm happy with where I'm going. I'm happy where I'm at right now. But there's days also where I now look at what I'm doing from a different perspective and be like, maybe I could do more, or this is not happening the right way, or I'm just upset about certain things. But I would say generally majority of the time I am happy, man.
But I'd say my answer's based on my mindset. I'm a person, I'm always striving for the best. So someone would tell me I should be appreciated for a lot of things that I have in my life. But I was always looked at, I could do better.
So is it that you're hard on yourself? So it's not necessarily that it won't change.
I know I'm very hard on myself. I know that.
So it's not a thing that it won't change. You're just hard on
No,
yourself.
there's certain factors that won't change. Like they can't change.
Okay.
But there are certain things that can change. But again, I'm always pushing limits. Like even down to like, to say for example, me going gym.
Yeah.
They'll be like, oh, you're doing well. Like you're going gym constantly. I see you on your snap 4 a.m. in the gym, and I'm looking at it like I'm not doing enough.
So what? Do you want to go gym at 3 a.m?
No, because
Don't tempt him.
there's times I'm at 3 a.m. There's times I'm in the gym at 3 a.m. But I'll look at it like, okay, I'm putting the work in, but I'm like, I could push myself more. I can achieve more. So again, that's just me. I always critique myself.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's good, but at the same
It's
time,
good and
I think
bad.
you
Yeah,
still
it's
need
good
to
and bad.
Sometimes I'm
obviously,
too hard on myself.
yeah, man, you gotta look at your surroundings, where you at, and obviously appreciate what you got going on in front of you as well. And obviously always have that element, because if you don't push yourself, then you just get stuck in comfortability, and comfortability can be a killer sometimes.
I
What I'm
agree.
saying. So I think what you have there is a good thing, but at the same
It's
time,
a good and bad.
just gotta
Yeah,
balance
it's
it.
good and bad.
It's a yin and yang.
Balance. Got balance.
What about you?
You, big man.
Wait, charge it, man.
You're easy.
What does that mean? What's the
Charge
charging?
it.
What we charging? Happiness or sadness?
Both, fam. Right, okay, cool. I'll be honest. It's 60, 40. It's similar to what Daniel said. I'm very hard on myself, but then once in a while, I have to stop and say, yo, 2 years ago and you now, it's two different things. You have worked hard, but keep going. Yeah, you just got started.
Felt that sound.
Yeah, so you just keep going and then, yeah, but say 60, 40.
What about you, Simba?
Depends.
I'll say I'm happy.
Giddy.
I'll give 90-10. And the
Teach me, sure. How do you
10.
get to that?
If you see how I move on a day to day, or you're close to me, you will think I'm lying right now. The way I behave is like 50-50, because I'm a bit of a diva, so I'm in moods a lot. Something's not going my way. But generally speaking, holistically, I'll say 90-10. I think it's because when I was younger, I was quite disciplined in certain things I would and wouldn't do. Like uni, I probably went out first year 3 times. That was it. Like, if I went out, I'll be coming back to London on the weekends. I just didn't engage, not in my. I had a mindset of what the uni life could be, and I refused to go down that spiral of, do you know what I mean? Because I felt like I had something to achieve. If I don't leave this university with 2-1, who's going to help me? Growing up, I had no safety net. You know, some people are like, oh, I live at home. So if they have a lot of I didn't have any safety nets. So for me, it's I have to achieve this. I have to achieve. So everything that I had on my list, I've done up till now, which I'm grateful to God for. And because I'm a Christian, I always have to have contentment in my heart. For me to think I can receive more blessings, I need to be content with the blessings I have received. But the 10 is from life is not black and white. Things are always coming left, right, and centre all the time, I think personally. And it can get frustrating. And I feel like if you don't have faith, you can allow it to just let you spiral into this depressive. Me, when things come my way, I give myself maybe a day and I'm like, okay, cool, what the problem is there, what's the solution? I'm not dwelling on the problem. So I feel like
Oh, I love that. I really felt that.
I'm about to use that one still.
Yeah,
Wake up on Monday going, what did she say again?
But I'm gonna listen back to that.
Would you say age is a contributing factor? Like, do you think the way you view life now at the age you're at is the contributing factor to why society's painted, well, your own society's painted the way it is? That question went over your head, didn't it?
I don't know.
No, say it again, because I feel like I have an answer, but
Do you think your age is a contributing factor to how it plays in your view of society? Like, the age you're at now and your mindset that you're stuck in, is that the reason why you view society the way you view it? Like, do you think if you're younger, it would be even easier?
I feel like
Yes or
everyone's answer should be yes, because the way we view things as we get older is going to be different to how we used to view it when we was like 18.
You'd be surprised.
Well, if you're viewing
I'm gonna steal your word, and I feel like it's down to exposure. If you're getting older and your perspective of society is not changing, it's because
Something
you have
is wrong.
You're doing the same shit.
You're not opening your horizon.
Doing the same shit.
Something is wrong.
That's
so
why some people are still stuck wearing baggy trousers in North London. They're not.
whoa, that was very
Baggy style just came back into fashion.
Yo, I'm wearing flares right now. What are you trying to do to man? Yo, I'm rocking flares.
Like jeans and that.
What, so it's a straight
they're
skinny
stuck.
jeans
No,
now?
they're stuck with their Averex jacket. They have not changed. They're still doing the
Everyone's
same
back
thing.
in style, you know.
Well,
Yeah,
it's
I'm
back
about to
in
give me
style,
a
but
pair
they
as well
stayed
still.
in that society. Or let's
I
say
get-
some
I get-
girls
I
are
get
still
what
doing
you're
lollipop
saying.
hairstyles.
Some man are stuck in a time
Adapt
machine.
with time.
lollipop hairstyle.
Lollipop.
What's a lollipop hair?
If you know, you know.
You
But
know,
some
you
people, I see some adults, and I'm just like, but how are you still stuck?
Yeah.
How can you still be stuck? And society is moving.
said
It's
it earlier.
moving.
Man
But
might go in
they're
jail.
stuck. How can you be stuck in a time?
You're
zone?
laughing. Bro, sometimes for some man that go jail, they go jail and they go jail. Let's say you go jail at 19. Some man go jail at 19, come out 5, 2, 3, how many years later, they're in their mind, they're still 19.
So sad.
Because they haven't lived in the real world.
Yeah, that's true.
Like prison, obviously, I ain't been in prison, so I don't know what it's like, but it's a bubble. It's not like real life. Do you get what I mean? And God forbid I'll never be there.
Amen.
You'd be
So-
surprised.
Be surprised about
Be
what?
surprised about what?
Some prisoners are living better than certain man out here, you know.
All three of us was like, be surprised about what?
Oh,
Oh, no,
be
I'm
surprised
talking
gonna
like in the sense
enter.
you're saying that certain prisoners will leave in the same
from a
mindset they
down
went
with
into, but you'd be surprised that some of
There's
them are
gonna be
living better
people
than.
that will come out and
That's
obviously
why they keep on
they've
going
grown, they've read, they've done certain things to get me to obviously give themselves that knowledge
Yeah,
and feed
yeah,
their
yeah,
mind and
yeah,
whatnot. But some man go jail, it's all fun and games. They want to bang on the up still and do all this kind of stuff. The same
Yeah.
rubbish he's doing on road. They want to
Because they
do.
went into prison, they exposed themselves to books, or I heard one became a chef like a quite a long
that-
time because he did the work.
Yeah.
So you have to just expose
Expose
yourself to
yourself to the right
certain
things.
things. My cousin came to my house the other day. He's I think maybe 19. And the slang words that I was hearing, I even felt.
Yeah, I've been hearing
He
some
asked
slang.
me,
I'm like,
do you know what spoofing is? I said, spoof Kimmy. What is that? Like,
What's this?
What is
I was
that?
like,
What's
what
that
is
one?
that? I think it's something to do with fraud or something like that. And he was just asking me.
Oh,
And
I ain't heard that one.
Text is
that
the
one.
new
My
text
ears to the streets
thing.
as well. I ain't heard that one.
There's the new acronyms in the text. When they break it down, it's like IK, so I'm happy.
And I was like, so he, I saw something on Instagram where it was like this guy, he was flaunting all this money, and then the next picture was him, like his mugshot.
Yeah,
So
I
I
saw
sent
that
it to
as
him,
well.
and I called him today, and I was like, you will become what you surround yourself with. So I'm hearing this language. Yeah, you're young. I used to use them too, innit? But just ensure that it's not seeping into your day to day and what
Lifestyle,
you're doing.
yeah.
I said all the guys that I know that are making the most money, they're actually legitimate. You know, it's not many people that can take illegal stuff and turn it into. It's few, maybe 1%. So I think it's important to teach our younger ones to expose themselves, because if you live in a certain area, you won't know how much a corporate lawyer, an investment banker, what they're making. Do you know what I mean?
Facts.
Even people don't know that nurses, sometimes when you hit a certain band, you can make a lot of money. So it's just things exposing them to, okay, cool. You see these people making money this way, rappers and influencers and blah, blah, blah. But behind the scenes, the people who are really buying houses and buying property and
Isn't it?
They're not even doing
it's
that.
not them.
They're not. Yeah.
So exposure.
I think exposure.
Learning.
I think also representation as well, man. You need to see a lot of. You need
But
to
this
see
is what we was
someone.
talking about with
Yeah,
black
you need to see
people.
someone that looks like you doing that, and you'd be like, cool. I actually want to do that. Or it might push you to want to go and do
But I
that.
think that's the pro to social media.
That's what I'm saying. That's a pro. That's a pro.
Yeah.
You see people like that. We talk about this before as well.
Mm-hmm.
Like you can see all of these different jobs and all these like I saw TikTok
But
of
you
like
don't see
bare
a lot
doctors.
of it though. A lot of what we see more of is like rappers and people like that.
I
You
think
don't
it's
see.
what
Your
you-
algorithm.
it's-
Well,
Yeah,
yeah, it's
it's
the
your
algorithm.
algorithm.
That is
Your
true.
algorithm.
That's what your
It's
algorithm
true.
said you won't see,
Yeah.
man. You didn't want to see
That
the,
is true.
I've
the
changed my
financial
TikTok.
aspects of things. You wanted to see the drill rapper rap it, bro.
Yeah, no,
My
that is
TikTok
true.
has changed.
Feeding into what you want.
Gospel, Christ, Jesus Christ.
Man.
everywhere.
Yeah, that's a lot of my
I watched
Instagram
Jackie
as
Anna
well.
cleaning on a Sunday.
You know,
you know,
aspiration big thing.
so the things that I just like to feed in what I want to become or what I want to take in. I'm not saying I don't see the shea butter and the tea.
Now and then.
Yeah, of course.
But just
They
like,
work hard.
With that also, you have the extra stuff
and I
that.
think it's important for us as well, like to push things within our workplace, like initiatives. I had to volunteer at Royal Docs Academy, and we did like it's called a Boss Day. So the first half of the day I helped them with mock interviews to practice, what it would be like to,
wow.
I did that.
You done that recently, innit?
The second half of the day
the
was
community.
projects, and they had to do a presentation and what would you change your community. And I couldn't believe how many kids were talking about poverty and they live in East London. I live on the other side, so I don't know what East London's like, but I'm not going to assume that so many kids are talking about poverty
slums.
or saying they're homeless or saying they don't have food to, I
you'd be
was
surprised.
I couldn't
Yeah,
believe
East
it.
London.
So surprised.
And I'm asking, what do you
So
want to
Dunya.
do when you grow up? I can work in a shop.
What shop? Corner shop.
One kid said he worked in a corner shop. I said, wait.
Boss man sings.
What are you interested in? When you go home, what do you do? Because I could tell he's not really into sports or whatever. And he was
Okay.
like, I like IT. I like to. I said, you don't know you can start coding. You don't know you can go into tech and do this and
From
do
that,
that.
and there's money in tech as
there's
well.
Exactly. But when they're limited, they just feel like, after school, just go home, play games.
Yeah.
When you can just make money off of what you love to do.
They put a
even
scene
sorry
on.
to go back, but even if you have a child that likes to stay at home and play games, ask them, do you want to be a YouTuber? Because they can.
There's money there.
I don't understand why children watch children play games. It still
Yeah,
confuses me.
being
But
that
they're making money.
There's bread.
that being booed.
Fortnite
I
competition.
can't do too much.
If you come top 50, you can get 50k. Just like that, bam. For shooting man on game.
But it's a
I
pro
wish
and con
that
to
was
that
about
one. Because
it.
now a lot
Yeah.
of kids think, we can all just become streamers. We can all
Yeah,
become
they
gamers.
all
It's
think
like football.
that.
You're not
It's
all
gonna
gonna make
become
it.
You're not all
saturated,
gonna
but
make it, but
some
you just
people
have to
will though.
try.
You got like, why not?
Nah, it's a
But then
dangerous on that
even-
one.
Yeah.
That
I
one
agree
there,
with
you want your child to try becoming a YouTube sensation person for their whole youth that they didn't take in their studies. So now they're
And then
20
it's
and got
like,
nothing.
why are they aspiring to become that? What's fueled that? Is it
Because that's what they see, innit?
That's
Yeah,
what
but-
they see, yeah.
State of
But
They
society.
wouldn't be like Chunks and Philly. But look at Chunks and Philly.
But they're one in a
But
million.
that's what I'm gonna say. That's
Look at LV.
Yeah, where's LV?
LV's still about. He's just
Yeah.
not Chunks and
I
Philly
see-
level, innit?
I see him at the barber shop in Lucian. I actually do.
But I feel like that's why it's important to your parenting style. Obviously, I'm not a parent, so I say this with an asterisk, obviously. But to give them the option, but then them still have security. So I was watching an interview with Iman Kellum and his dad was like, he was always going to uni. He had no option. That's what he was doing. Obviously, your son is funny. He's a comedian. He has a platform. So you've allowed him to do both and you've guided him through that. And I feel like that's what's important. Don't kill their dream, but at the same time, the realism.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to.
Because if one didn't work out, then he will have the other one, isn't it?
Because when I was doing all my shoots and when I was still in uni or going managing and stuff, do you think my mum wanted to hear it? The Nigerian mum that she is, she did not. Like, all she wanted to know was, have you finished your economics degree? That's what she wanted. But now that I've done that and I'm in my job, if I say to her, oh yeah, I've left the office, I'm at a shoot. Okay. Oh, what that? Where's the money kind of thing? Like, what?
You should know African moms. All they need to hear is how much you earning from this. If you're earning a good amount, My darling, go and do your shit.
But things have
Damn.
changed. Things have
They don't
changed.
care.
Before, you couldn't have a career of being a social media somebody.
Yeah.
You couldn't.
'cause
People are
they've
buying
seen it.
houses. Like, you've got the Jackie Iners, you've got the Mimi Misfits. They're buying houses because they're all some girl called Mimi. She's
You don't know who
from
Mimi
Ends.
Misfits is?
Like, they're buying
Why would I
houses.
do?
Because of social media, but I think but they also went to university, and living in the UK, on this side of the world, there are more job options. We don't all have to be teachers. We don't all have to be doctors. We don't all have to be somebody to make it. We could be a pilot. They're forgetting about the pilots. They're forgetting about the pilot coordinator. There's so many things. So in my school, what we do with like the foundation subjects like history and whatnot, we have pathways. So what that is basically we're learning this topic and what you can do if you go to university or do an apprenticeship. You can
go
do
this
this.
way.
So we're giving them options to know, like, okay, there's more to life than just being a shopkeeper, a shop owner, or a business owner. There were so many other things, because we noticed that a lot of our kids were just aspiring to be footballers or nothing or whatever. So
Just
be a writer, be somebody, do something different. And
And I feel like you can feel that from early. Like, even though my daughter's 3, she said to me that she wants to be a doctor. So I said, okay, cool. So I bought her like
Dr.
all
Miss
these.
Stuffins. Go and watch that on YouTube.
She don't even watch that, you know. She didn't get it from that. No,
Cold, you know.
she doesn't. She didn't get it from that. She got it from watching the actual hospital shows on TV,
That's
like
proper.
24 Hours in A&E, Critical Care, all these kind of things.
Free.
No, not Grey's Anatomy. I mean the real,
The real this thing.
yeah. Like, she'll be up watching it, like all these bloody stuff. She'll be up, and she's like, "Oh yeah, I want to be a doctor." She's free. So I said, "All right, cool." So I bought her like little learning
stuff to
books and
nurture
shit. Yeah.
That's great. And you know what? On that note there, we're going to wrap it up there, man. I think this was a very good episode. Before I even do the outro, I just want to thank the guests that came through today. Thank you very much, Simba, Grace, Ebony. Big up this also coming through today. I think the conversation was amazing.
Insightful.
What you going to say, DG?
Said insightful.
Very insightful. But yeah, you already know it's your boy 365 on the outro. Thank you again for all the listeners for tuning in. Hit us up, drop a DM. Any questions? We're trying to do a Q&A soon, so we're collecting all the questions. Send it through. You already know where you can find us on Instagram at SOS_pod.cast. That's SOS_pod.cast. And you can find us on the Spotify at the SOS Podcast, and also on YouTube at SOS Podcast. I think that's right. I could be wrong. However, obviously, Simba, you mentioned that obviously you do a lot of things. You're a model as well. So did you want to obviously drop your platform for the people?
Yep, Simba_LDN on every single platform.
Big up yourself. Guys, want to drop your platforms, or are we not dropping platforms?
You're a teacher, be careful, man. 'cause You're a teacher.
You saying no? Alright, cool.
Oh yeah, why not?
Oh.
I'm a creative as well.
Yeah,
you
of course,
know?
man.
So mine is graced with love _ So that's graced with a D with love _
As we say, we ain't dropping that. So
Instagram's Ebony NRK.
yeah,
I'm not creative, but you know.
you got business. You got business
Oh,
there.
yeah.
Come on. So
Yeah.
yeah, man. But big up everyone again for coming through. Thank you for the listeners. Thank you for the time. And yeah, man, that's another episode from SOS Podcast, and we're out.
Peace.